Take your business further with the American Express Business Gold Card, now smarter and more flexible. It's packed with enhanced benefits that are built for your business, all with the powerful backing of Amex. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/businessgoldcard.
Peace, peace. It is I, the one, the only Omarion, and I am paging Dr. Chanda right here on Revolt Podcast.
Period. Let's get into it.
I am paging Dr. Chanda.
I am the Dr. Chanda.
And I'm a licensed clinical psychologist.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Paging Dr. Chanda Podcast, all things related to the Black culture.
Revolt. You got the doctor in front of your name.
What's up, family? It's Dr. Chanda. Listen, so many of you have been saying such great things about the podcast, and I'm appreciative of all the information and things that you guys share. So it is my pleasure to share dope conversations with you every single week, but I need your help. I need you to go into wherever you're listening to this podcast and rate the podcast 5 out of 5 stars. That's right. If you're not a hater, then go ahead into Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever else you're listening to this podcast, and go ahead and leave your girl a 5 out of 5 stars. Thanks so much. Have y'all checked out my Amazon storefront yet? Listen, whether you're searching for last-minute date night outfits, perfecting your 4C curls, or delving into mental health books or enhancing your nail game, I've got you covered. Y'all know here at the Dr. Chanda Podcast, we like to serve looks and books. So make sure that you guys click on my affiliate link for a hassle-free shopping experience that supports my creation efforts. Elevate your lifestyle and your mental health today.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm always in a good mood.
I love it. They call you Mr. Unbothered. That's why the people call you Mr. Unbothered, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here for it. So we're about to have a whole conversation. So again, you guys are listening to the Paging Dr. Chanda Podcast, available exclusively on the Revolt Podcast Network. I am here with none other than Mr. Unbothered himself, a multi-platinum selling artist, Omarion, y'all. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Yeah, listen, I always tell people, B2K, Omarion, like, y'all are the reason why we wore jersey dresses in the 2000s. Like, this is like, that was the whole, like, era. I remember that.
That was a vibe.
Yeah, it was definitely a vibe. And I love seeing your transition as an artist.
Thank you.
Your transition as a person.
Thank you.
Like, I've been listening to your book. I can imagine, like, you know, the bars that people just watch when they're reading it.
Yeah.
I was listening to it, though, on Audible.
Oh, okay.
And I must say, you're dropping gems.
Hey.
Sounding like Brother Shaquille Sunflower.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can't wait to get into your book, but I first want to hear a little bit about who Omarion is. So if we could play a little bit of game of this or that as a little icebreaker. Is that okay?
Perfect.
All right. So we're going to do the holiday edition. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right. So Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Neither.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a giver all year round.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not too particular about holidays.
Yeah.
You know, especially because there's always a deeper meaning, you know, living in America.
Yeah.
So I always try to give thanks all the time.
Living a life of gratitude.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay. Next one, sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie?
Ooh, both of those are really good.
Okay.
I probably would go with sweet potato.
I'm here. Listen.
sweet
Okay.
potato.
This
Come
is why
on.
we're friends. All right. Okay. Yes. Sweet potato pie. Okay. This is a little bit hard. The Jackson 5 Christmas album or the Temptations Christmas album?
I probably will go with the Jackson 5. That's a little bit more my era. You know, I definitely appreciate oldest.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jackson 5.
That's why, okay, this is why this is a vibe already. Because
Yes.
I choose a Jackson 5 as
Okay,
well. I
okay.
choose a Jackson 5 as well. Okay, gift giving or gift receiving?
Both. I think that there is an importance for both. If I had to choose one, it would probably be giving, though.
Okay.
Yeah, there is such a type of self-gratitude that happens in exchange for a thoughtful gift. You know what I mean? Especially when you know who you're giving the gift to.
Yeah.
So that gives me a type of gratification.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So I know you don't necessarily celebrate holidays, but do you have any favorite childhood memories of like a holiday that your family may have celebrated or?
Let me think about that. I mean, you know, the solar return, the B-days is always cool.
Yes.
You know, That's cool. I would say all of the born days are usually like dope. People share, good words with you, and they kind of like propped you up for the day. So I would say any of the born days for sure.
I love it. Okay. And that was so rude of me. Happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
How did you spend it?
With the fam.
I love that.
Yeah, with the fam. I plan on throwing myself a party next year.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my plan, because usually, if you continue to grow in life as a man, you realize you got to plan your own things. You know what I'm saying? You got friends and family, but you got to plan your own vibes. You got to be like, okay, what do I want to do? So next year, I'm going to plan a big situation for myself and invite everybody.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll definitely be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
I'm
going to be turning 40.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like a big deal for me.
That's a milestone.
Yeah, for real. Growing up in this industry, and not even considering that one day I will be a young OG in this game. You know what I'm saying? So
how does that feel? Because you were like very young when you guys entered the industry, and now you're looked at as the OG. Yeah,
I think it's interesting. There's a couple of different parts, to it. I would say the one that I revere the most is the information and the knowledge that I could share, with the next generation. I have two beautiful kids, so and I'm also a big brother, so I feel like that job is never over. And it's always cool to be able to just kind of see like, look at this, young person, or
amazing.
You know what. And it's not always me giving, I'm learning as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful process.
Absolutely.
To be able to grow and, age, so to speak. I feel like you only get better,
Absolutely.
if you plan on taking that perspective.
Yeah. I feel like it's in society, such a negative stigma around like growing older.
Yeah. I think it's that word, though.
Yeah, okay.
The old word. Whoever came up with that word is like old. Like, what? No, seasoned.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Aging, anything like, when they talk about certain foods or certain, spirits, it's like the aged spirit. It's like, it has more depth.
Absolutely. Even thinking about wine, like the more it ages, like the better it gets, the more valuable it is.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But when they talk about being old, it's like a down thing. Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I try not to use that word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do people call you Unc yet?
No, I'm not looking forward to that. No, don't call me Unc. Don't call me Unc. I plan on looking young forever.
Right.
So call me O. Yeah.
Period. They call me Auntie on TikTok. So I'm real? Yes.
Yeah, but you have a youthfulness to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But and you have a twin sister too.
Yes. Yeah.
I noticed that. I did a little research.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So we have the Double Dose podcast because it's two of us.
Oh, dope.
Even though you and Omarion look like twins.
Yeah, we feel like twins.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We have our own hidden language. Do you guys have your own hidden language?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. It's like telepathy. Like
Thank you. Okay, yeah. We vibe on that, that sister bro energy.
Right.
Heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
And it only gets better as you continue to grow together.
Yeah.
So how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
How would I describe myself in 3 words?
That's a hard question.
I would say fun. I would say loving, and I would say to a degree, let me think about that last one. Because I was gonna say competitive, but not in the way that everyone competes to be better.
Yeah.
But more so compete to grow, compete to, do research and find new ways to explore, It's nothing like having somebody to push you, you know what I mean? So I would say, competitive in that sense, not competitive that I would want to be better than anyone, because, sports and so many other, avenues of competing is about like being the one. Yeah. But we're all, individually bring different things to the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really about one person. It's kind of about all of us.
Absolutely.
And us being our, our best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm the one O. You know what I mean? There ain't no other O's. There's a few other O's out there, but it's only one me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I would say competitive in that aspect.
Yeah. And I love that, because I was watching another interview that you did, and you were talking about comparison and how oftentimes that's the thief of joy.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Can you talk more about
The Enhanced American Express Business Gold Card is designed to take your business further. It's packed with benefits like 4 times points that adapt to your top 2 eligible spending categories every month on up to $150,000 in purchases per year. And up to $395 in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select business merchants. The Amex Business Gold Card, now smarter and more flexible. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/businessgoldcard.
that?
Yeah, I don't like to compare myself. And of course, we're all inspired by, some amazing people.
Yeah.
But we really have our own, journey to walk. So realizing that as I progressed and learned, I could look at, some of my predecessors and people that I would say are my teachers, like Michael Jackson, James Brown, a lot of great performers. And when I look at my journey, I'm like, yeah, but mine is not like theirs, and there's something beautiful about that, that we all have our own specific journey and specific information that we are supposed to learn and intake.
Exactly.
And then share with other people.
Exactly.
Uniquely for their journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's gems, because even going back to what you said about, like, you were talking about how it's important to be collective. Like, it's about the shared experience as opposed to being competitive to one another.
Yeah.
I was literally talking to somebody about that. Like, I call it a spirit, like the spirit of comparison that's amongst like artists and other people.
Yeah.
That's not African. Like, in order for us to be like African centered and to be rooted in that, like, we have to be about community as opposed to being so individualized. And, it's about me. I got to be the best. I don't care about, I need to be better. Like,
I've experienced that on so many levels, and it has even thwarted, my perspective of sharing sometimes because, people are so competitive.
For sure.
But this is a shared experience.
Absolutely.
And we're all supposed to inspire each other. And it's interesting that you said it's not African because for me, it doesn't feel natural to see someone and be like, well, I want what they have. I'm more so motivated by how they got it. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, dang, that's kind of fly. Maybe I want that, but what does it take to get that? And culturally, for us to be able to get back into that space where we can all be and experience, one another and share. I think that is cultural, you know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to getting back in that, or at least getting to a space of community where I can share that energy with others, and it's not so compared, like, oh, this person, it's a fun conversation to have. Sure. Like, we always have the Prince and Michael, conversation, but it's like this 2 different journeys, 2 different people, 2 different entities that walked in their way strong, so don't like to compare. Yeah.
You were talking about like community. And it's important to have a community when you're trying to operate in that space. Like, what does your community look like right now?
It's a bunch of women.
Okay.
It's a bunch of women and some strong men.
Okay.
I think that it's so important to advocate for, men and women coming together to create magic. Yeah. I think it's so beautiful. I have a song on my album, Full Circle, Sonic Book 2, that's coming out in December, and it's called Black Magic. And, I always talk about the hidden messages and within my music and my songs. And on the surface, Black Magic, a lot of people are like, oh, what is this about? But in this particular song, the hidden message is about the spirit of the woman and how the womb is black magic because it's this space where you can plant a seed and the whole human will come out.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody, even without, being black, You know what I'm saying? Or I like to say brown because we never lack nothing. We be lack nothing.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I talk about how special everyone has magic, you know, and how you should tap into that. So yeah, there's always a hidden message in, you know, what Omarion does and bring forth.
Absolutely. And that's true artistry.
Yeah.
Anybody can put out a song with a dope beat.
Right.
It's about like putting out what is art, what has deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah, and I like to speak about community too because I was raised I would say, I don't want to say different, but unique because, you know, I was very much a kid that, you know, walked everywhere, went outside, played outside, you know, and it's not that it's that long ago either. You know what I mean? It's not that long ago.
Absolutely.
But the Boys and Girls Club existed. I attended all kind of, you know, drama classes and, you know, I went to a performing arts school. So that's how I cultivated, you know, my skills and my connection to community because there was always programs and things that helped me engage and recognize and realize other people's culture. So that is something that I plan on, you know, I plan on creating a space where that can thrive again, you know, a dance studio or creative space where, you know, all cultures can come together and, you know, we can grow.
Do you feel like you already have that, like a community where you're kind of cultivating that, even though it may not be physical yet, but it's there.
Yeah, for sure. You know, my fans call themselves the originals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I always try to create a space where, you know, we can all tap in and, you know, engage and interact because that's, you know, that's the exchange.
Yes.
You know, for them supporting me, you know, me to be able to give them my time and my information and my experience. It's like a true exchange. So I do have a space, you know, even if it's not, you know, the old lounge or the old, you know, the Oasis or
Oasis.
Yeah,
I like what you did there. Okay.
But I do have a special place that, you know, if you catch your invitation, you're more than welcome to come in.
Period. Am I invited?
Of course.
Okay.
You're already up in there.
I'm there.
You and your sister.
Y'all hear this?
Come on.
We in there.
Yeah.
So if we could transition into talking more about your book and what it was like just to go through the journey of being unbothered. Yeah. You talked about how it's a lifestyle to choose joy, realizing that you have a choice in terms of how you respond to certain situations.
Yeah.
When did you realize you had a choice?
Whew. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. Through all of my experiences, I realized the importance of, you know, choosing and the power of it. Yeah. And, you know, a lot of the times when we're going through things, we want to react. And, you know, I always say this, you know, in my interviews, reacting, you know, seldom serves us. You know, doing things off the fly, you know, don't get me wrong, we all have to adapt. Yeah. You know, but reacting, it doesn't do much for us, you know, but when we're able to sit back, we're able to be thoughtful about how we respond. And I'm glad that you used that word, you know, respond, because a lot of us are in that fight or flight position, you know, through our trauma. We're reacting to things. Yes. It doesn't do anything for us. I'm telling you, it doesn't do. And also there's another part to that, you know, people get monetary gain from reacting. You know, when you're thoughtful, you get kind of this more lengthier, you know, perspective and choice to choose to be like, well, wait a minute, you know, I might want to end up here. You know, if I do this, I won't get an opportunity to end up here. So let me be thoughtful in my response. Yeah. And what really helped me cultivate that was being in intense situations where, you know, I felt like things weren't in my favor, and I had to, you know, swallow some big pills and realize that this is just, you know, a moment that will pass. So just realizing in my decision making that I had to take a step back and, you know, be thoughtful really helped me understand the power of choosing joy. And writing this book was truly an experience. It forced me to do a lot of dense work and ask myself the tough questions in order to place this information forth authentically. because a lot of the times, especially in my experience and now gaining more of a spiritual perspective and having spiritual OGs, drop a little nugget on me. It's the experience that you go through. You got to go through that first, in order for you to say, you know what, okay, let me make dollars and cents of this. Tupac has a famous thing. He says that you can get paid off your pain, you know what I mean? But you can't get paid off your pain if you don't reflect and actually go through the process of healing yourself.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So I went through that process, and I was able to pull those gems and, say, oh, okay, this worked for me. This might work for someone else.
Yeah.
So I did the work, and then I arrived to being unbothered. Shout out to all my fans that dubbed me Mr. Unbothered. But sometimes you got to sit still, and you just got to realize what people are trying to do, especially in interviews. And I always love to sit down, with women and intellectuals and people that are, thought leaders like yourself, because, it inspires a different process.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize and recognize that they have other lanes, to choose. You don't have to always be in the vengeful lanes. I want revenge. That only produces, monetary gain.
Mm-hmm.
And, we in this for the long haul. We playing the long game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So thank you for, having a platform where, people can express their experience and let people know that can hear there's other ways.
No, thank you for actually being committed to like the collaborative work that you're doing, because I always say like there are more people who will listen to an Omarion as opposed to walking into my office.
Right.
Because there's such a stigma when it comes to like talking about how you feel and that fight or flight that you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's all based in trauma.
Yep,
people don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. And you got to.
You got
to talk to somebody. You might not have to get on the podcast.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I agree.
So when thinking about like the fight or flight response that you were talking about, people don't realize when they're functioning in the space because we tend to normalize trauma in our community.
Yeah.
And so like when you were going through this process of figuring out, okay, the work like that I need to do, how did you recognize what was normal and what was not normal in terms of responses?
I have to shout out my foundation, and my community, because I have a lot of smart, just strong women around me that help shift a lot of my energy and focus towards what was important.
Love that.
I have to, again, foundation. The foundation is important for so many reasons. One being that it is the springboard in which you reach your highest height, because sometimes, your mind can play tricks on you.
Yes.
And when you feel disrespected as a man, it is a very personal thing. And, us men, we're physical beings.
Yeah.
So a lot of our expression comes out in physical ways. Mm-hmm. So I have to, again, acknowledge the sound women around me that helped me see that it was a lot of the things that I was going through was just monetary, and there was, light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. So that's how I was able to, process certain things that was happening to me.
Good.
And also just realizing like, oh, okay, people trying to play me. This person trying to play me. You know what I mean? And that's not the end all be all move. It's like, you still got action in the game. If you want to win the game, you got to definitely not allow certain moves to thwart your process.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, there's a whole other thing on the side of that fear, of that trauma, of those things that you feel like, oh, this is the end. No, it's not. Mm-hmm. There's always some golden nuggets on the other side, and you gotta make it to the other side. I think of this meme. It's this meme. It's this cartoon meme, and it's like this guy that's basically, fishing for gold, and he's like pretty much right there, and then this person on the bottom that's like he's just keep going, you know what I mean, and he's like further away from it. And you know, a lot of the times we don't know how close we are to change and to elevate in our lives if we just stop. We have to keep going. So shout out to my foundation. Shout out to my community. Shout out to my brother. He's definitely been, you know, a very strong support. You know, I say he's not only my womb buddy and my best friend, but if you really want to dive into another perspective, I tell people, ask him, because he's witnessed everything that I've gone through, and he's definitely been, you know, an inspiring force to be like, hey, don't even trip off of that. We've been that for each other. So I love that.
Yeah. Orion has a lot of wisdom. I sent him an email too. So Orion, check your emails.
Yeah. He got to get on here and, you know, chop it up with you too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go on the limb and speak for all the ladies out there. Can you start like a support group for men so the brothers can tap into their emotions? Because there's a lot of like emotionally unintelligent brothers out there.
That's true. Fellas, we got to level up.
Come on.
You know, it's definitely some of us out there that understand the importance of emotional intelligence. But I would say for us, for men, you know, discipline is linked to, emotional intelligence. You know, find your path to discipline. And, you know, that can come in many forms. A lot of us learn discipline in sports. A lot of us learn discipline through business, but we have to correlate, you know, that discipline and transfer that into emotional intelligence. Everything doesn't deserve a reaction, but most things deserve a response. So be thoughtful and fellas, level up. Level up.
Y'all
I think it's both sides though.
Okay.
I think it's both sides, because, you know, there's some women that have grave emotion that also need to keep it in perspective and in check too. You know, the power of a woman's emotions can just shift the world. You know what I mean? So I would say it's important for women to level up and find, you know, find the importance of your voice and knowing when to speak and when to not speak. Don't use your voice to give a tongue lashing. You know what I mean? Use your words to inspire, to help, you know, people level up too. You know what I mean? I think the onus is on both parties. You know, we all have to level up and become emotionally sound. Yeah.
That's good. And I received that. That.
Yeah, no, because the women, hey, you know, you could build a king up and you could tear him down too.
Come on.
For real. And, you know, I think it's important, you know, that we both take full accountability and responsibility for what we're here for. And that is to rise up and uplift.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Because like you said, we definitely can tear somebody down with our words. So it's important to be mindful of how we use them.
Yeah, especially for men. You know what I mean? I grew up in an all-woman, you know, household. And I had to find my own voice because I didn't always have a man to help me understand, hey, you know, mom's, she just saying that. Or, you know, some past females that I was with, or she just saying that. You know, this is a monetary thing. You know, she'll come back and she'll be able to say, you know what, that was wrong. You know, but a lot of us men, we take a lot of what women say to heart. You know, we don't know how to level up because, you know, a lot of things that women say is so hurtful. You know what I mean? So after you get past that though, after you get past realizing your own self-worth and what you bring to the table, you know, you start to create boundaries. And I think that that's important for all of our journey too. You know, I always say to people that are inexperienced, you know, you gotta know what you don't want in order to know what you want.
Absolutely.
So life is about experience. So keep on experience, keep on trying different things, you know, in love and in life. And eventually you'll grow to that space where you'll appreciate balance. Because as a youngster, I didn't appreciate slowing down.
Yeah.
You know, I was so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, let me get that. Boom. I'm moving on. You know what I mean? You know, but as I continue to mature, I realize, you know, slow is fast.
Yeah.
Slow is fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
I feel like I'm in the process of that, like unlearning the fastness of life.
Yeah.
Because society tells us, okay, at this age, you need to have this going on. You got to have that. You got to have this.
Yeah.
But then you're losing out on the process and being able to kind of appreciate the process of getting there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
You know, especially with being present, because a lot of my experience, especially earlier in my career, a lot of people will come up to me and be like, oh, I met you. Do you remember such and such and such? And I'll be like, no. I'll be like, no. You know, because I wasn't fully present in the moment. I was just going so fast. Yeah. And maturity has definitely taught me the purpose of patience. And also it highlighted the importance of timing. Mm-hmm. Timing, you know, a lot of things that we want in life, you know, a lot of things that we are, you know, praying for and that we are just really trying to make happen day to day. The thing about that is you don't want it in the wrong season. You don't want, you know, you want that timing to be perfect. You know, it's just like when a song plays or, you know, you embrace someone that you love. It's just that timing. It really makes it, you know, extra special, and it makes it another thing, and it helps you be present and it helps you realize things that are so important. So now I live in the moments of just of good timing. I want to arrive at the right time. Yeah. So.
I'm a believer in God's timing.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, when we try to rush things, we fumble the bag. Like we fumble it.
That's facts.
Yeah. When you talk about like being in the present moment, how can we balance, and I'm asking for myself, how can we balance like having goals and aspirations, but also being present and being mindful of where we are in life?
Yeah, so for me, how I do that at the end of the year or throughout the year, I always write down, you know, affirmations and things to help me stay present and realize that, you know, capturing goals is a journey. Yeah. And that's really the other part that we get to enjoy more because, you know, I remember when I got a Grammy nomination, it was so much going on in my life. I didn't get to appreciate it. I didn't get to appreciate that I arrived to this level, you know, where I was nominated and acknowledged, you know, by this institution for being, you know, and amassing a career to reach this level. And that's the thing about not being present. When you're not present, you kind of miss those little moments. So I do things to kind of slow down the process, and that is always checking in with myself, always writing things down and realizing that, you know, the journey is the longer part. Yeah. You know, reaching the goal is actually short. You know, when you reach there, you like, oh, hey. And then you're like, all right, well, what's next?
What's next? Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to really fall in love with the journey. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's actually the fun part. I always say that about tour too, because, you know, I'm going, you know, from city to city. I took my kids on my last tour, and, you know, they went to a few cities with me, and just watching them enjoy, you know, now my daughter's like, Daddy, let's go to this hotel. And, you know, she likes to travel, and, you know, she's all of 7, but she's like, Dad, when you going on tour? You know, and it's those small memories that really, you know, help you appreciate, you know, hitting the stage, you know, when it's time to perform.
Absolutely.
You know, I always remember that now, you know, that it's a process. Absolutely. You know, so for me, just really keeping myself present in the moment, you know, writing down when I'm having highs or when I'm having lows or when I'm feeling maybe not myself, you know, writing down affirmations to keep me going. That has been like a really cool process for me to stay present. Yeah. You know, like this too shall pass. Oh, I'm not feeling this right now. You know, this motherfucker. You feel me? This motherfucker. You know what I mean? You know, there's power in the pen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
And I will say I have to get better at that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, when you write stuff, there's a magical process that happens, you know what I mean, within yourself. And even the book, I was telling someone yesterday, the most powerful thing about writing a book for me has been that this tool is even a reminder for myself. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times I'm writing and I'll move away from it. But, I'll open up the book or I'll, listen to my audiobook and I'm like, damn, I really said that. It's lit. You know what I mean? So sometimes you need to motivate and inspire yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to write it down so you can go back and you can remember and you can be like, oh, yeah, I'm on that.
Period.
I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? Because we all get discouraged and we all have moments where we don't feel like ourselves.
Yes.
So those are the tools that I use. Writing is a powerful process.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep that in my pocket. Like I said, I'm asking for myself.
Write it up. Write it up. Get silly. Write dumb stuff. Look back at it. What was I talking about? I don't know. You know what I mean? But the power of the pen is mighty.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know we're running short on time. So how can we stay connected with everything that you're doing? Like, what do you have coming up? Like, what are some things that we can expect from Omarion?
Yeah. So we have the Full Circle Sonic Book 1 coming out Sonic Book 2. See, I done got all of these books. Sonic Book 1 came out 5/5 earlier this year.
Yeah.
So y'all can pick up Sonic Book 1. It's out now. Sonic Book 2 is coming out December 15th.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, December 15th. And then also I just sold my first TV show to All Black /AMC. So y'all will be seeing me on the screen.
Congrats.
And then also we're going on tour top of the year. So be looking for those announcements.
Love that.
And just continue to tap in on all my socials. Omarion. That's Facebook. That's TikTok, wherever you at, I'm there.
Love it.
And thank you so much for your time in this great conversation.
Yes.
You're a beautiful sister.
Thank you.
And any man will be lucky to have you if you have one already.
Oh, thank
you. Know what I'm
you.
saying? So thank you.
I appreciate that. Listen, I can't wait to stay connected. I'm going to check out the new TV series. We're going to get into the album, so make sure you guys download that on December the 15th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And on tour.
What you saying? Oh, okay. Yes, you can pre-order it now.
Period.
Yeah.
Because I pre-ordered mine.
Okay, come on. Hey, it's some vibes on. It's some vibes on there.
No, it is.
It's some vibes.
Right now, I don't remember the name of the song that's available, but
You talking about Taking Off?
It was dope.
Vibes.
The background vocals, phenomenal.
Come on.
I do a little background myself, so I'll be listening.
You're like, hold up.
Yeah. No, it was dope.
Thank you.
So we appreciate you, Omarion, for stopping by. Don't be a stranger.
Yes.
If you see me at one of your tours, don't be like, wait, who is that?
Pull up.
All right, we in there. Yeah. So make sure y'all tune in to the Paging Dr. Chanda podcast, only on Revolt Podcast Network, every single Wednesday. And don't forget, you have the power to create the emotions that you want to experience. God bless. Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take your business further with the American Express Business Gold Card, now smarter and more flexible. It's packed with enhanced benefits that are built for your business, all with the powerful backing of Amex. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/businessgoldcard.